Oh, hey! Good evening, and welcome to 3 Days World Cup 2024. It is time for the bracket stage to begin in earnest, and it is starting off with a bang. It is the United States. It is Chile. It is going to be a solid match here in the early goings of this tournament. I'm T1G. Joining me is, at the very least, fieryrage, possibly also Chile pair. Not entirely sure. But, you know, we'll say hi to Fiery and let Chile jump in if he feels like it. Fiery, how are we doing? What are our thoughts? USA, Chile, 3WC.
Yeah, this should be a fairly interesting match. United States getting the number 2 seed overall, Chile number 15. So one of those kind of super team matchups in the early stages, I guess you could say. But the pool's easy enough to the point where you could definitely see some upsets here. The United States, I think, generally favored on this matchup overall, but it should be interesting nonetheless to see what happens here. United States is going to be winning the roll, so Chile gets the first ban. Free mod 3 is gone.
We do not play anti-mod here tonight as Chile against the United States. I don't know. I feel like this is a Chile team that I would have thought would be okay with anti-mod. You got Gonza on your team, you got Suntan on your team, you got Yuna on your team, but this USA roster is just good at everything, right? They put together a very, very strong core coming in this year. Obviously, you know, a lot of the discussion is going to be about South Korea, and that'll, you know, we'll see how that plays out. But this United States, I think, definitely put together a strong team this year. I think odds of going deep are pretty good.
Just go based off of their qualifier results. Let me get that up real quick. I'm definitely prepared, I swear, guys.
I had the results up, and now I don't. It's a sad state of affairs.
This is so sad.
It's a sad state of affairs.
I do think Chile is probably going to want to stray away from some of the generic stuff and reading. I think the United States just in general has a pretty massive advantage on those maps. So I'm not too sure if they'd want to go for that.
Yeah, I mean, it's always difficult, right, as the lower seed, playing against a massively favored higher seed in an early round like this. You don't really have a skill set that you can rely on, and the other team is very good at just about everything. Chile's best placement in qualifiers was 10th. They got 10th on Hidden 1, they got 10th on DT2 in quals, so, you know, nothing to, like, hang their hat on and say, this is what we want to play. Might be one of those matches where they pick the ones and just hope for the best. We've seen that sort of thing happen before. You know, teams able to get a point or two on things like no mod 1s, but it's going to be double free mod bans. It's going to be the free mod 2 coming out from USA, so they don't want to play the stamina free mod, and I don't blame them. I wouldn't want to play it either.
Early stage bans are basically just whatever. In terms of bans from like United States and South Korea, like the giants that are favored in most of their matchups, generally speaking, it's just whatever the United States doesn't want to play for the most part. And on the opposite side, their picks are what they do want to play, and they're going to be starting off with Hidden 1 here.
So we've got a Lapix Hidden to begin things. I will be honest, I only know some of this map pool. I'm going to be learning as I go here.
Same with me, because my internet died while I was watching it.
GG, and now the person who had some map pool knowledge in this VC is gone. Chili Repair has departed us, so we cannot lean on him to know what these maps are, because he seemed to have at least some idea. I've heard this is something to do with flow aim, but this one I know is general tech. Is the main gimmick of this one is general hidden tech. So not too surprising to see this pick from the United States with hidden players like Bashi and Taquito. You're gonna pretty much stomp on this, guaranteed like 2 FCs maybe. Chile, on the other hand, though, not to be outmatched on this necessarily. Yeah, like you were saying, you know, I think, excuse me, I think in early stages, you know, a lot of different things can happen because you're not at that point where one team is just flat out better than the other. We're not at people's skill cap. If you're good enough to make it into the bracket, you're good enough to play these pools moderately competently at worst. So you drop an FC or two, the other team has a couple of bad misses, and all of a sudden you're maybe winning a map that you wouldn't be expected to. Chile felt like they were pretty decent on Hidden in OWC, and they do have some members in common. We saw Gonza especially drop some crazy scores. We saw Suntan do some really incredible things in that World Cup as well. So Never going to count them out on really anything. But when you're going up against the USA roster that has multiple OWC first place badges on it and, you know, a ton of tournament experience, it's going to be an uphill battle.
Kind of interesting to not see Taquito come in for this. Going to be opting instead for Razorfruit. Decadent, not really known for his hidden prowess, but he's been on the uphill climb in that regard recently. He's definitely improved in that regard, more than capable of playing early stage hidden. See how this plays out. I'm kind of interested.
Yeah, I am also very curious to see how things go with Razorfruit. Of course, he and Tallulah, the two new players to this team that are not, you know, kind of long-standing members of USA International team rosters. So as they come in and start off this early stage, very curious to see how they settle into their roles on this team. Razorfruit feels like a lot of fill. Anything that they don't have a third player for, he may be the choice. I don't know. Tallulah is basically just speed, by my understanding, so we'll see if we end up.
Yes, that is correct. Not much to say in the early stages of this map here. That's when the drop happens, right around here. That's when we're getting to where we're going to be seeing some of the misses, probably.
Got some flow tech going on. You've got very good FCs on everybody in the lobby through as we start to pick up the pace here. Quarter of the way in. No misses anywhere on the board as of yet. Scored flickering back and forth. This is what you want to see. This is what makes early rounds fun. A lot of big combos and some very close scores.
Accuracy advantage slightly in favor of Chile at the moment. Not by much, though. As Gonza drops the first miss. Not answered by anyone on the United States yet.
And that's a shame because Nikore is holding on to that FC with he had an SS, finally dropped his first Thunder, but Gonza now starting to struggle quite a bit. A couple more misses, several more in fact, as a chain miss comes out. Razorfruit though follows it up with a couple chain misses of his own. So we're back on level playing field here. It is going to be score advantage to the United States, but that combo lead is no longer as another trade.
Oh my god.
And there goes Bashi as well. It is Nikore, the only player left in the lobby with an FC, the only player left in the lobby with any sort of combo at all. And this is what I'm talking about. You know, you drop just a couple misses in bad places and somebody holds an FC. All of a sudden, the score lead goes over to Chile as we're going into the last third.
This guy is the GOAT. He is going off right now. Solely carrying Chile right now and building this score lead up to 100K and climbing. Suntan and Gonza as well on the recovery to back him up there. Just unfortunate misses there from the United States. Nikore capitalizing off that.
The misses from Decadent and from Bashi on that build-up really sent the United States into a bit of a tailspin there. It is another break from Gonza, but you still got Nikore on the FC, and with that accuracy, he does break, but so do Bashi and Decadent again. And it's going to be Razorfruit versus Suntan coming into the ending, but that lead is there, and it is not going away. And this is going to be an opening break point for the 15 seed Chile over the number 2 seed United States to start things off 1-0. Yeah, let's start off the tournament with a bang right there.
Not necessarily playing out the way the United States hoped it would. One misses from both Takeda and Nikore, with that amazing score, quite frankly, from Nikore, just pushing Chile over the edge, getting that point. This is where, even in early stages, you can still see some solo carry performances, and that's definitely one of the ones that, one of the solo carries, I suppose you could say.
One of the solo carries of all time. That's but that is such a good score. And I just want to say, like, United States, first of all three of their scores were within 7K of each other. But also, why is Taquito not playing the hidden tech map? Like, that's what he's known for.
It is kind of interesting not to see Taquito in for that, but I guess they want to try out their roster, see what everyone's good at. It's kind of interesting, I guess, to say the least, to do that in a match, but that's the only thing I can really think of at the very least. In any case, it's going to be Chile's next pick, going to be going with the speed pick, no mod 2, after free mod 2 has been banned out, so not too surprising.
Yeah, this is, what, 230 VPM. Pretty, I mean, you know, it's early stage speed, right? You're not getting up into any of the crazy stuff yet, but it definitely is the tapping focus. And as you mentioned, USA opting for the free mod 2 ban, so Chile is saying, all right, maybe we can make something happen with this. I don't know a lot about any of the players on this Chile team in terms of speed, to be honest. I am more familiar with their OWC roster speed, which comes a lot from Matthew and intercamping. Obviously, neither of them eligible for this particular tournament.
Yuna's the GOAT at speed. I love Yuna. Shout out. Now that I said that, he's going to be like missing 10 times on this map. I'm sorry.
Well, we will hope that you don't curse him, and so we are going to get an early spotting of Palula as the USA speed addition to the roster for this iteration. Decaden's staying in. I don't know. I would have thought this would have maybe been Palula and then like Kama and Taquito, or maybe Decaden and Taquito, I suppose. I'm not really sure.
I think you could go for either Taquito or Kama here. Honestly, I think even Razorfruit could do early stage speed at this level. We'll see what they opt to go for as their third member. Suntan going to be staying in for Chile, which not too surprising. He is more than capable on speed himself.
It's going to be Kama. Is that third for the USA? Going Tallulah? I don't actually know. And Decaden. This USA team has like multiple people whose names you can just mispronounce. Very exciting. Third for Chile. Chat saying Gonzo. Not sure if that's true or not. I don't know that he's a speed player, but maybe he's a speed player. We await.
Oh, chat was correct.
It is indeed going to be Gonzo. All right. Rosters in the lobby. Nomad 2. First pick. Nomad 2 speed, not Nomad 2 stamina, as you are likely used to out there in the world. And we'll see if Chile can consolidate that early surprise breakpoint that they took on the hidden tech.
Worth mentioning as well that this map, similarly to the hidden one, is very short. It's sub 2 minutes, so any misses at any point really can make a pretty drastic difference in terms of the score.
Yeah, big fan of this map pool. Seemingly inspired by other mode World Cups, where all the maps are like 2.5 minutes long. Very, very big fan. Early break from Suntan to start things off right at the beginning there.
Accuracy drop from Decaden, though, is going to be keeping it relatively close. And there goes Decaden as soon as I say that. So Gonza does trade it. Still advantage very slightly for the United States off of 2 combos from Kama and Tallulah.
It's only 100 combo lead, and there goes Kama as well as Decaden again. So it's the lone FC on Tallulah and nothing else backing him up. That lead's going to go to Chile in a hurry.
Third of the map done. Yuna misses on the 1/3 section. Now it's just Tallulah holding on to the combo, the sole member on the United States with combo. It's going to not shift over, though. The supporting combos from Gonza and Suntan, and with Kama and Deka missing repeatedly, it's still going to stay over by Chile by over 100k and climbing.
Yeah, I don't entirely know what's going on with the United States here. This is pretty surprising to see them struggling as much as they are. I don't know what Decaden's doing in for this map, quite honestly. 91% accuracy on a round of 16 speed tapping Nomad map does not seem like the sort of thing you would opt into. So I don't know if like Taquito was supposed to play this and is missing or something, but you've got Suntan, you've got Gonza holding on to those big combos. That's what's really going to matter here, and this lead's just going to grow. I don't think there's anything USA can do about it.
Fourth of the map remaining, you're going to have to see Suntan and Gonza pretty much just miss on this finger control section here. And even then, at this point, it's pretty much too late.
Yeah, that's a 300k lead. There goes Kama again, and despite Yuna breaking near the end, you've got Suntan and Gonza both holding, and that's going to be Chile consolidating breakpoint 2-0 just like that. And if you had Chile 2-0 after 2 maps in this match on your bingo card, then I'm going to be very impressed, because I know I sure didn't.
Yeah, overall, very solid team score from Chile on that double slider break on Gonza and Suntan, but recovered very nicely, getting the 800k average for both of them. Tallulah as well, almost FC, slider break at the end, but not going to be enough. As Kama and Deka below 400k. It's going to be a break point for Chile off their team performance there.
That is quite the way to start this match out. Now for USA, you got to stabilize. You would have thought Hidden 1 would have been pretty good for them. You would have thought Nomad 2 would have been pretty good for them. So now they just have to pick something to completely surprise us, like, I don't know, Nomad 1 or DT 1 or Hard Rock 1. Just pick, like, raw aim, because that's usually not the USA's strongest skill set. So we're just being contrary today.
I'm kind of thinking Hidden 2 here. Honestly, I'm kind of thinking Hidden 2 would be a good pick for the United States here. Just get back into it. You have Takedo and Bashi, who are very good at that style of map. Regroup. Hard Rock 2 also. I mean, that also is fair enough. Bashi, Deca, Hard Rock players. Kind of a more gimmicky Hard Rock, but still nonetheless precision-based. CS 6.5 on this.
So we're just switching things up all over the place here tonight, huh? We go... We go hidden tech, we go nomad, like, relatively speed, and now we go precision.
It's not too surprising, as the United States got number 2 overall in the precision pick in qualifiers. Meanwhile, Chile, number 24, just barely breaking over 1 million in comparison to the 2.1 million the United States has. So, on paper, this is a very good pick from the United States, but we could have said that as well about Hidden 1.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing, right? Like, I feel the way Chile performed in qualifiers, you just can't make many judgments about what's going to happen in this match based on those scores. So I think we kind of...
Because these are good players.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, they're really good players. I'm pretty sure... I'm 90% sure 3 of these players out of 6 were on the Chilean OWC roster last year, and they made it fairly far.
Yeah, Gonza, Suntan, and I think Yunha was on as well, right? So there you go. Suntan was like hero on that tiebreaker against who was that tiebreaker against? My brain wants to say UK, but I don't know if that's right. Either way,
I think you are correct. Actually, it was UK.
Either way, it's a Chilean team with plenty of tournament experience and guys who are used to being on big stages. So even if the United States is a tough opponent, they're going to be up to the challenge, and we can't just base everything on seeding, as we've shown for the first couple of picks.
In the United States, Bashiman, Deca, Kama, pretty much your expected precision Hard Rock roster there. Chile going to be running with Gonza, Suntan, and Yukari Smug making his debut here.
This is a big one, and I think this is a good way for USA to get back on track. I think they are quite strong in this particular skill set. So in we are going to go. This, if you're USA, I mean, it's scary to say this already feels like a must-win because there's plenty of maps left, but it kind of already feels like a little bit of a must-win when you've lost a couple of maps that you probably should have been, if not won, at least had closer. But we get early break from Decade, and it's going to be traded out. Early break from Yukari as well.
The accuracy lead is doing all the difference right now. Deca, despite the breaks, 97%. Yukari struggling to hold the accuracy. There goes Suntan's combo as well. It is all Kama, Bashi, and Gonza right now with the combos. See if they can keep holding that. Another short map here.
This is the sort of thing that Bashi, of course, is super well known for, but Kama, Hard Rock Act God, look at that 99.25. Next highest in the lobby, 97 on Gonza. Next highest behind that is 95. Doing what he is known for is Kama here so far. But
the issue with Kama is that he can do high accuracy plays, but he also has some of the dumbest misses of all time, and I'm kind of scared about that because his cursor is fairly shaky.
Yeah,
combos are being built up on both sides.
That shake is so scary on these smaller circles as well, but so far so good. USA got about 170k lead, so they'll be feeling all right. There goes Yukari Smug, another break from the Chilean side. Gonza doing everything he can, but against the double FC and a big backing combo, it's just asking a little bit too much, I reckon.
Fairly strong pick from the United States here to get back on track. Kama and Bashi holding on to the FCs. Bashi with the shout out to my man Bashi. 93%.
Yeah. It's okay. Yukari Smug's got 85, so, I mean, you know, at least Bashi doesn't have lowest stack in the lobby. This is a very difficult to act map, but still, that's something else.
Yeah, you have to focus on rhythm as well as precision. Doing that at the same time is just a recipe for disaster for the most part.
Can we talk about the fact that Kama just... Wait.
Oh, he didn't get a dumb miss. Bashi did.
Oh.
Bashi took Kama's miss.
Kama just 99 FC'd that. This dude is on one. That was nuts. It's 99.18 FC. Gonza with the FC as well, but note the 100 difference. 10 hundreds for Kama, 43 for Gonza. That Kama score is, I mean, that's like actually the most average Kama act. That's like bad act for him. He probably has practice scores of 99.5 on that. But that is USA taking a 600K victory on the pick. That looks more like what we expect out of those guys.
It was just unlucky for Chile. They got kind of hard third man syndromed on that overall. Suntan score, not too bad, 700K. Gonza with the FC as well. It's just not really having a third player for that. It's gonna really tank you on it. Or at least a third comfortable player, I should say. It's a fairly strong pick from the United States overall. However, that does it for the precision. There's no other precision. There's only one other hard rock map if they wanted to go for that. So Chile now, ball is in their field. What are they gonna go for after No Mod 2? Maybe DT2?
Yeah, I was thinking DT2 might be the option. I don't think you necessarily go DT1 here. So given the options of the other maps on the board, I think DT2 is probably a pretty easy map to consider picking here.
They got a bit of wiggle room here. They do have the break point, so they can afford to, at the very least, lose one of their own picks if they want to try experimenting. But nope, they're going to be taking it safe. DT2 is the pick. One of the shortest maps in the pool, just above 1 minute long on this.
I mean, at this point, it's like we're just not picking anything that's over 3 minutes, which is literally what, Nomad 1, Hard Rock 1. I think that's the only maps that are over 3 minutes that are available. Very, very nice, short, compact little pool here. But yeah, Black Rose, insane diff. We saw the top diff of this in like Hay and Yoke Spies, I want to say.
It was in OWC 2021. It was the semifinals.
Yeah, it was a hidden 2 there. It was not a DT pick there.
Oh, this is the insane diff, so not the top diff.
Yeah.
I imagine we'll be seeing more or less the same rosters that we saw on No Mod 2, maybe swapping out Deca for somebody else on the United States. But we're going to be definitely seeing Gonza, Suntan, Yunha in on Chile, and at the very least, Tallulah in on the United States. Probably Kama as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, I would think Tallulah, Kama, and then, I mean, I would expect it to be Taquito, but it seems like he's just not here, so, you know, it's whoever their next best is, I guess, which, I mean, Taquito, kind of a question mark at this point on the speedy stuff after how No Mod 2 went for him.
They might go for Razor Fruit here.
Yeah, maybe so, depending on what his comfort level is like on this map. It is not going to be Bashi, I'll tell you that much.
Bashi's my favorite speed player.
World famous speed player, Bashi Man 741.
Yeah, it's going to be Razor Fruit, so
yep.
Swap it in here.
That's kind of what I mentioned at the start, right? I feel like Razor Fruit is like the resident fill player on this team. He doesn't specialize in anything in particular, but he'll come in on any map that he's asked to. I think he's very good at aim, but of course we haven't seen an aim map yet, so. Well,
this entire match has just been, we hate generic maps.
Yeah, really. In all 4 picks now, we have not seen the Hard Rock one in this pool. I think is like the best example of that. Just very, very straightforward. DT1 as well. All right. If Chile can hold on to his break point advantage, USA can claw it back, tie things up.
Any miss is going to be massively detrimental, as we mentioned. This is 1 minute long. There goes Razor Fruit already, and it's not traded by anyone on the side of Chile, and just like that, score lead is starting to build, and it's 30K, 300K now. 300K, 30K, 40K, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore, man.
Yeah, it's not a lot. It's not a lot, and now it's nothing, because Yuna did break. No, he did not. That was Bancho. So Yuna did not break, which means it's still 3 FCs to 2. Razor Fruit the only break in the lobby. Accuracy advantage. I think technically accuracy to the United States because of the 99 on Kama, but barring that, it's Chile by a bit because of the 91 on Razor Fruit.
I just don't think there's even enough time now. 3-way FC coming in.
Broke.
Okay, as soon as I say that, Gonza breaks.
It doesn't matter. It's 300K.
As soon as I say that.
Yeah. Would have been a sick three-way. Doesn't end up happening. Still a 3 million score, and Chile holds on to that break point. 3-1 goes the lead. And man, the USA is just getting third playered so hard on 2 maps now of Chile's in a row. They just did not have somebody who was comfortable with the Nomad 2, and they did not have somebody who was comfortable with this DT2 either, and they lost both of them. Now there's no speed left, though. So they can keep that in mind. Take heart from that.
They still do have DT1, but that's less speed, more so generic jump aim with triples. A couple bursts here and there. So both of the teams really not having their, not really having the maps that they can abuse left open now. So we get into more of the interesting type of maps. You got Nomad 4, Hidden 2, both on the reading aspect. Nomad 3 is Nomad 3.
Have fun aiming these sliders, the map.
And then the rest of it's just generic aim.
Yeah,
alongside DT3, which I believe is alt.
DT3 is apparently, like, weird, is all I know.
Well, it soon happens. It's in the United States' choice, so are they going to go for Free Mod 1?
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I don't think it's going to be Hidden 2 if Taquito's not here. I don't think you can pick that into this Chile roster without Taquito, because Gonzo's just going to SS it. Yeah, Free Mod 1, and this is just an alt map, right? Like, this is essentially the Nomad 3 replacement.
I think a slight focus on aim, but yes, you're right. It's mostly focused on alt-oriented patterns. Petal, also known as Matha, pretty well known for mapping those sorts of alt maps, has done it for the past 2 years in the World Cup.
Petal loves mapping alt. Every time you see a new map come across from him, it is an alt map. That is his thing.
Pretty good, too.
Yeah, I would say he does a good job of it. I've been a big fan of his World Cup maps and a lot of his other maps that he's done. Yeah, just either bubbled or qualified a new map of number 39, right? Within the last couple days, the Miku-san.
Yeah, that one. It's really fun to play. Gonna be seeing Chile swap the roster around a bit here. Nikore comes back in, and it's gonna be. I'm not even gonna try pronouncing that name because I am so scared.
I'm going Jufti, but I don't know how even close to right that is. So,
First time we're seeing him, nonetheless.
Jufti?
Bashi and Deka in on the United States. I imagine probably Kama or Razor Fruit coming in to replace it on the Nomad. Yep, there's a Kama. Bashi, I imagine, on the Hidden, Deka on the Hard Rock, or Kama on the Hard Rock, either one. Let's see what they opt to go for here.
I could go Bosch. Wait. Okay. It's gonna be Kama Nomad. The Kate and Hard Rock Bashi Hidden. Then I'm assuming. I think that's how the rules work here. Hidden on Suntan, Hard Rock on Nikore, Jufti, or whatever. I apologize. I don't know how your name is pronounced on the note.
I think it's Chiwiwi. That's what Chad's saying.
Yeah, no, I think they're trolling.
I don't know, man.
Somebody else said Jufti, so I'm gonna go with Jufti. I'm pretty sure Jiwiwi is like a diminutive. So away we go. USA pick. Gotta win this one, otherwise they go down match point on Chile's selection.
At the very least, they picked a map which is relatively long, so those misses early on aren't going to be as problematic. So far, so good for both of these teams, though. No misses on either side.
Yeah, and this Ki, and it's just everybody holding comfortably so far. And you know, with like Fremont alt, you're just looking at everyone. You know, I feel like it's a very balanced sort of pick for a Fremont pool. It's gonna be Nikore on the Hard Rock for Chile, the first to break, however.
It's kind of an unfortunate break too, on a slower part, so gives the United States a bit of an opportunity to build up combo here.
See what kind of lead they can establish. Hopefully for them, no breaks come soon. Kama doing his thing there, that accuracy best in the lobby as you would anticipate. Bashi and Dekaten holding up their end of the bargain as well.
Second chorus coming and going. No one really having any issues. Just that one miss from Nikora. There goes Juiwi on the no mod, which is gonna make it not as good.
Yeah.
Not a really good situation for Chile.
Yeah, Suntan the only one left now, so it is USA off to the races. The triple FC intact. And I would say, okay, it's a double break from Bashi and Combo. That's combo advantage to Chile. However, it's a 400k
not
lead.
enough.
A lot of work.
If Deca missed alongside it, then that could be, as soon as I say that, man.
Hey?
As soon as I say that, there's not enough time.
Yeah, I say it's 300k. Suntan's the only one left. The Core breaks. Suntan's got another like 100k and change. That's just not going to bring this back with no combo backing him up. USA did their jobs keeping 3 FCs till that close to the end. Suntan's going to drop the lone FC, I believe, in the lobby. Which that wasn't an early miss or something.
Nope, that is an FC. Only FC on the lobby with it. Very solid score from Suntan. Just unfortunately, the United States having a lot more well-rounded scores.
Yeah,
in terms of consistency.
Yeah, 846k, 766k, 750k versus the other 2 members of Chile that weren't Suntan, dropping sub 600,000 points.
You know, honestly, I wonder if Chile actually might want to go into Hidden 2 here.
Yeah, no, I was thinking that, like, knowing that Taquito is not here, knowing you've got Suntan and Gonza, if you've got a third player who feels comfortable with it, I think Hidden 2 is actually a good pick here. It's either that or it feels like it has to be DT1 based on what they've picked so far. Like, DT1 to be in keeping with the Nomad 2 DT2 picks, or Hidden 2 because they've got really good low AR Hidden player.
They could just also throw everything against the wall and just be like, you know what, we're picking Nomad 3, we're gonna have a fun time, 90% FC.
Well, they do still have picks. I mean, they still have 3 picks left, potentially, depending on how it goes, so plenty of time, you know, if needed, to have things in reserve a little bit.
It's just the reserve is running out a bit now.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing, right, with this pool design. You run out of picks, just period. There's the reason there's only 1 ban is because otherwise the pool wouldn't be big enough to avoid playing the entire pool in a match that went to tiebreaker. You know, you can have your opinion on that as a pooling philosophy, but it is what it is here. They're going to opt into Nomad 4, though, for this pick to try to force the match, the 4-2 lead.
This is the reading Nomad pick, so within the same realm as Hidden 2, just without Hidden. It's kind of a bit more accessible, I'd argue, than Hidden 2 in comparison, but...
Well, this is a good one to gain some information as well. If you do well in this and US doesn't, if you're Chile, then you can pick Hidden 2 and feel maybe a little more comfortable about it. So we'll, yep, I'm gonna say Gonza Suntan, obviously. Giufi gonna be staying in. Razor Fruit USA, Bashiman, and
I think Deca might actually come in for this, honestly. I could see that happening.
Razor Fruit, Bashiman, and Decay as the thing. Unless we get a curveball thrown our way.
It could also be common, but I'm thinking those 2 are going to be the last 2.
I would say taking some time. It looks like Suntan going out. We'll see if he comes back in or what's going on here.
Probably just practicing map real quick. There's a lot of nasty overlaps in this one that can throw you off guard if you're not prepared for them. Suntan is actually going to be coming out for Yuna, it seems like.
Maybe,
or not. I'm just getting baited.
Yeah, we're just getting trolled, I guess. Alright, fair enough.
The United States taking their time, probably just running down the timer to practice, if I'm going to be entirely honest. I would not be surprised. Bashiman comes in, now we're going to be seeing, yep, there's the kid.
Yeah, so rosters as anticipated, well predicted. Again, gonna be USA still trying to find that elusive break point on now Chile's 3rd selection of this match. Away from speed, though. New skill set for Chile to pick into. See if it favors them as well as the tapping maps did.
This map is very interesting, I guess you could say. It's pretty rhythmic-centric as well as overlap-centric, so you might find some misses just randomly, like we're seeing right now. There goes Uiwi and Deka simultaneously, so combo advantage equalizing.
Oh, and there's sliders. This would be brutal on hidden, I gotta say. This would be absolutely brutal on hidden. Razorfruit gonna be the next to break, so it's gonna be Suntan and Gonza holding things together for Chile. It's gonna bring this lead back over eventually.
So we get into the first hard part here. And Bashi drops alongside Gonza, so it's just Suntan and Uiwi now with the combos. It's going to be relatively even for now, just the accuracy. Deka on a 99 almost. Razorfruit on a 95 or 96.5. But they need the combo, and they need one of Chile's members to miss really badly. That's the exact opposite that needed to happen.
Yeah, Decayden breaking there is ill-afforded for the United States. Again, another short one, only 2 minutes. Gonza breaks, but that doesn't really matter, especially as Decayden trades it back again. Jufti and Suntan still holding. And there goes Jufti, so that opens the door. It closes right back in their face of the United States, though, as Razorfruit follows it up. Bashi on a 330 combo, but Suntan doubling that. And Chile with a 200k lead. They're just in command on their own picks here. They have not faced any sort of deficit on any of now their 3 picks of their own, looking very, very solid on these maps.
Just another solo carry performance that's getting the United States all tripped up here. Suntan popping off now on this, and there's not really anything you can do. Even with the more reading-intensive section here, there's going to be a lot of misses from Deka, Gonza, and pretty much everyone except Razorfruit, Bashi, and Suntan across the board. But it doesn't matter because Suntan is going to be getting the FC.
That is a really good score from Suntan. Once again, dropping a great play, continuing to be the star member of this Chile team, and continuing to hold off the United States. Just cannot get that break point that they need. It's just that top score difference, right? I mean, the other score is comparable, but Suntan 887k, USA nothing even approaching it. 4-2 goes the score. Chile 2 points away from pulling off a pretty huge upset here, but they're gonna run out of picks sooner or later, surely, right? Eventually, if the United States, you gotta hope that's gonna be the case.
Well, Chile has one reading pick up their sleeve and hidden too, but the rest of it is generic aim or very weird.
USA.
I'm thinking USA might just go for Hard Rock 1 here. Hard Rock 2 was one of their fairly, not really comparable maps. They kind of stomped Chile on that. Okay, that works too, DT3. I love Taylor Swift. I love Super Bowl.
I love Taylor Swift, but I don't know this song or this map. So I've heard it's kind of alty and kind of weird.
It's by Fooders, so well known for doing DT alt maps in some tournaments.
So Combo's gonna FC this with like 99.5 ac, right? Or he'll one miss it with like 99.5 ac.
Slightly higher AR on this as well. AR 10.2, probably not going to be making that much of a difference, but
it's noticeable though. There's definitely people who will struggle with these higher ARs. At this level of play, I don't think it's too likely, but you never know. And the lobby was empty there for a minute. Suntan the only one in currently. Oh, there's Yunha, excuse me. Kama following suit. Who actually plays this for USA? Kama, obviously. Caden is just playing everything.
Bashi could come in for this, but I think maybe realistically speaking, Razorfruit.
Yeah, he's just playing his fill role very well. Boy, how badly does the United States wish they had Taquito tonight? Holy cow.
Oh, it's just stuff you gotta live with.
Suntan only one in still, but Yuna was in. I don't know. Okay, he's in somewhere. He's in a slot we can't see.
Yeah, just from what they're saying in chat, I'm assuming Gonza and Nikore are going to be the last two in. They're just deciding between Yuna or Suntan which one wants to go in.
The way Suntan's been playing this match, I would not want him out for anything.
I think it's a toss-up between Yuna and Suntan. Both of them are fairly confident in this type of map. They can definitely get pretty decent scores overall. It's going to be Suntan opting in, though. So we get the final rosters, and here we go.
All right. Now, of course, Chile only 2 points away from the finish line. If they can somehow snatch a break point on a map like this, they'd be picking with match point in their pocket. But the United States has looked a little better on their picks, their second and third picks, after dropping the early break point. So let's see if that trend continues. And it's going to be the early break from Kama.
Yeah, that triple was brutal. I think Kama overtopped that and got a slider break. It's not going to be the end of the world, thankfully, since this map is fairly long and Nikore trades it.
Two FCs against two. Combo advantage United States. 100 combo in the lead for Kama over Nikore. Good accuracy for most everyone. This is just everybody looking pretty comfortable on this map, honestly. No real struggles. 2 misses in total. But even the players who missed have solid act. We breaks on that quick buzz slider. Going to the next chorus. Surely somebody has to break eventually. We've still got 4 FCs on the board.
We got Deca and Razorfruit holding on to fairly high accuracies here. Almost, but just shy of 99%. There goes Suntan, no!
I feel like could not have him miss the way he's been playing, the way he's been carrying them in a lot of these
Deca
games. Crazy right back.
Nothing!
We got Razorfruit versus Gonza. The 2 FCs left out there. Gonza ahead of him on accuracy with the backing score of Kama. 100 combo ahead of Nikore. That's holding on to the United States. They're clinging for dear life to a 100,000 point lead.
If Kama or Razorfruit miss here, this is going to be an absolute disaster. There is enough time for a 100k score lead. So we'll see what happens after this break. But Razorfruit and Kama, they got to be sweating bullets right now. There goes Kama. Suntan trades it. Not the highest combo, though. It's going to slowly shift over to Chile. God, no! There goes that.
There goes Gonza, and the comeback hopes are dashed just like that. You hate to see it happen, but Razorfruit holding on when it matters most. The FC still alive. Nikore breaks at the end just to add insult to injury. Razorfruit's going to close out the FC, the lone FC in the lobby, and it's going to take the United States to their 3rd point and keep this match 1 pick apart, with Chile clinging to that breakpoint advantage that they've held since the first point of the match.
It's definitely not a convincing win for the United States, though. And I think that kind of signifies maybe a potential problem with picking into something like DT1, for example. I think Chile probably just goes for Hidden 2 here. Realistically speaking, either that or maybe No Mod 3. I don't think they'd want to deal with generic No Mod 1 or Hard Rock 1.
No, I agree. I think this has got to be... I think this is most likely, I should say, Hidden 2 after the way No Mod 4 went. Chile has, of course, the Virtue upside on their side. They have 2 picks remaining in this scenario, no matter what. Out of the 3 maps left in this match, they will be picking 2 of them if it goes that far.
So they can't afford to... Ooh, okay, that's interesting. DT1 is going to be the pick.
I mean, to be fair, that was the other map that we would have ever considered, right?
This is the one that's toss-up.
Yeah, this wasn't going to be No Mod 1, Hard Rock 1, probably wasn't going to be No Mod 3. So you're just, full mental coin flip, Hidden 2, DT1. This way you hold on to the Hidden 2. I suspect if it is, if it does come down to their last pick, that last pick is probably Hidden 2 if they don't close things out on the United States' next pick. But the DT1 here, they look good on the speedy stuff early on in the match. This is 252 BPM. It is more about aim. AR 10.3, pretty aimy. But still, that higher BPM, higher AR might play into their favor a little bit here.
think everyone knows this map, especially if you were around the community in about 2017 or so. This map was pretty much in every single top player's top plays for quite a bit there. This is the definition of generic jump aim with double time. A couple bursts here and there.
I like the that one remix. That was really good. I think it was a Taeyang map, if memory serves.
I would not know, to be honest.
That was a really Contrail Kiseki Epsilon remix.
Oh, the drum and bass. Yeah, the drum and bass one.
Yep, the DMB one. There's a Taeyang guest diff. And it finally got a couple of... It finally has, like, a couple of DTFCs after all these years. Actually, it's got several now, but it took a while. I like that version of the song. Anyway, that was also just, you know, your generic aim for the era.
Double time rosters for both teams coming in here. Santen, Nakora, and Yukari on the side of Chile. Deca, Tallulah, and Kama on the side of the US. We'll see how it goes.
This would be a big one for United States. I've been saying it feels like every map, but if they can get a break point here, win their own pick, then they're going into the last pick of the match with match point in their favor. Instead of Chile having 2 match points to come, the United States having to fight off 1 on their own pick and 1 on Chile's own pick. So, gotta keep that in mind as we head into our last couple picks of this match. We know this USA team did spec into some mechanics, putting Tallulah on this roster with Kama and Decane as good at these picks as they are. But Chile's looked very, very solid on all of their own picks this match, yet to drop 1, and really yet to have 1 be all that close. Let's see if that trend continues.
Fortunately or unfortunately, whatever way you want to look at it, this map is fairly long. The longest map we've seen so far, 3 minutes. We're going to be seeing an early miss from Yukari on the jumps, but it's not going to be the end of the world. It's just the beginning of the map. The score gap is going to be increasing slowly, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 200 combo advantage, so, you know, you can see it's about a 50-60k score gap. Not the end of the world. But if players continue to hold FCs and we don't see any breaks, it'll build. It's going to be Tallulah, though. It's going to be the first break for the United States. 2 FCs to 2. Combo advantage back over to Chile. The United States really didn't get to establish much of anything there. It's only about 50 or 60k.
Third map done. It's going to be slow shifting back over to Chile, but not for long as Yukari finds a slider break there. Very shaky cursor on Yukari. Not having the best of times with the nerve control, I think, right now.
Nerve control plus 250 plus BPM plus AR 10.3. That all adds up to a scenario where you're going to find some breaks that you probably wouldn't otherwise. But Tallulah is finding the same problem on the USA's side. It's the 2 FCs against 2. Kama Decane holding things down. Suntan, Nakore, likewise their counterparts. There goes Tallulah again. That score for Yukari is going to make its way back up toward matching Tallulah slowly but surely as we hit the halfway mark. USA up but only by about 50,000 points. And Kama on the lowest stack of his life.
Yeah, any of the FCs dropping here, it's going to be detrimental. Also, yeah, Kama accuracy is a thing that's existing, but it's okay. Don't worry about it. We're getting into the hard part here. We'll see if anyone misses.
They're not going to miss. They are all aim players. No, it's going to be a... Whoa, okay, it's a trade. Sunten and Kama both missing. Yukari as well.
That's the difference right there.
Oh, never mind. No. So it's just 1 FC against 1. No other combo difference really to speak of. It's just the Kaiten versus Nakori in the 1v1.
And there goes.
And my stream froze.
Nakore finding a slider break, unfortunately. Deca holding on to the FC. It's going to be securing the United States. That break point that they lost at the beginning of the match back. He's going to be closing out the FC. 99.5% from him. Just a couple of unfortunate breaks across the board on Chile there. But nonetheless, they did keep it pretty competitive throughout the entirety of the map. And that was Chile's risky pick. So getting that out of the way, I imagine their last pick is going to be hidden too still. Or something around that line.
Yeah, I think it kind of just...
I think T1G is dying right now,
Yeah.
or his internet is gone.
My internet's fine. My Discord stream just died for no reason. It said I was disconnected from the stream, but from nothing else. I don't know.
That's unlucky.
Yeah, Discord. I missed like the last quarter of the map, unfortunately. Everything from Nicore's miss onward. But it's 4-4. We've got 2 picks left, 1 per team. United States first. Do we just pick aim, or do we just pick Nomad 3?
I think Hard Rock won, probably. It might be toss up, but I think Hard Rock won. It's probably the best option here, unless they really are confident in their gimmick roster on Nomad 3.
Yeah, you need Taquito for Nomad 3, right? Like, you absolutely have to have Taquito for Nomad 3.
I don't think you necessarily need him for Nomad 3. I think Hidden 2 you do, but
right,
Nomad 3... Nomad 3, there's a couple of options, I think. That's what they're going to be going for.
Wow. So last United States pick, Nomad 3, which means almost guarantees the last Chile pick is going to be Hidden 2. I got to figure they don't touch Nomad 1 or Hard Rock 1. And this is just the slider aim of all time. With the crazy back and forth, like, aim the slider ticks sliders.
Yeah, this map is funny. It has 2 sliders in the beginning that you pretty much cannot follow as the slider path intends you to. You have to cheese them.
Yeah, it's aim to the slider ticks. It's not really aim the sliders. It's like how you play Notch Hell or something, right? Yeah.
Well, I mean, the difference is Notch Hell, you can actually aim the sliders if you tried hard enough. This one, you literally just cannot.
No, that's fair.
It's going to be, nonetheless, United States last pick. Bashi going to be coming in. I imagine we'll be seeing Decker or Kama as well. Most likely both, I would assume.
Sunfan Gonzo, of course. Don't know. So who's the third going to be for Chile? Let me scroll way back up to the start of the match. It's got to be, I think it's Nicore, right? Because he was in on Hidden 1, and he was the top scorer on that, and absolutely demolished that map. Oh, it's Yuma, though. Interesting. All right. Maybe. Maybe not.
Oh, we're having a lot of roster swaps here at the last seconds.
Yeah, I don't know. Chile had like 5 people in the lobby. Now we've got Chile across the entire bottom row. Nobody knows what's happening anymore.
Just a little bit of a shuffle. It's going to be Yuiwi coming in. Suntan and Gonza remaining put.
Interesting that Nicore was in on Hidden 1 and he's not in on this, because that was the slider map, and this is, well, that was tech, but this is like slider. Maybe that's the difference. I don't know.
Hey, we go. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
This map has a couple of hard parts where I think if you break on it, you're going to be missing quite a lot. Otherwise, this map is fairly straightforward. The beginning, there's pretty much nothing to miss on here, except maybe the space triples, but even then. I literally just... I need to stop talking, man.
Yeah. Oh, Jufty, brother, what are you doing over there, man? Come on, man. You got this. Lock in. What's he doing?
He's locking in. He's locking in now.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. I mean, that's just like, it's minimal score, but it's very strange. Anyway, the sliders, they're the funny sliders.
Yeah, those are the funny sliders. The rest of these are aimable. Or, well, quote-unquote aimable, but they are accessible, nonetheless. So outside of those early misses from Yuiwi, it's going to be advantage to the United States of accuracy.
Yeah, squeezed 2, but man, I'm an ack. How does he do it? How does he do it? Just holding on.
Here's the first hard part. Yuiwi is going to be the first one to miss there. Here's the continuation of that hard part.
Already halfway through, and that's the United States, 100,000 points in the lead. Jufty continues to struggle. This is a little Chile getting third player at steals. Fortunately for them, the United States is having no such trouble. You'd be quite perhaps nervous with those breaks at the start, not feeling the best now. USA, though, not much you can do about this regardless. This is Triple FC. They're up by 200K.
Let's see what happens on this section. Still possible for Chile to come back, but it's going to take 2 misses on the side of the United States pretty much instantly. And there goes Gonza. That's the exact opposite thing that would need to happen for Chile right now.
Does eventually find a break, but it's Suntan the lone FC still for Chile.
Oh, Gonza didn't miss. Wait, Gonza did not miss. If Deca or Bashi find a miss here, this could be a bit problematic.
I think we're late enough with a 300K lead, it's not going to matter. I don't think there's enough score left at this point, unless the entirety of the USA just...
Okay, yeah, no, there's no more score left.
So that's going to be... After being down the entire match, dropping the first pick as a break point to Chile, for the first time all match, the United States is going to have a lead, and it's going to be the only match point that either team will see of their own accord. United States up 5-4, Chile with the final pick to try to force a tiebreaker. It felt a little bit like it might just be a matter of time if Chile was eventually going to run out of comfortable picks, and that's exactly what ended up happening with that DT1. I still think that maybe should have been the Hidden 2, and I still suspect we're probably going to see the Hidden 2 coming next.
I think we're getting gapped by the storyboard right now.
Yeah, this is the ending here. You have to actually skip the ending. It's weird, but yeah, this is not a friendly mat for streaming purposes. But it is 5-4 United States regardless. Chile last pick, presumably Hidden 2. I'll be surprised if it isn't.
Solid accuracies from Bashi and Suntan on that as well. I think Deca as well had pretty good accuracy overall on that. Just unfortunate for Chile not having a third player to counteract what Kama was putting up. Nonetheless, 3 picks left. 2 of them are generic aim, and 1 of them is low AR reading.
Well, early this is Hidden 2. There it is. There it is. It's Hidden 2, you guys. I am shocked. I know you are too. So
realistically speaking, this is the best option that Chile has. I think toss-up, both Nomad 1 and RO16 are toss-ups, and with Hidden 2, the United States is down one of their premier Hidden players, and you did win Hidden 1. So you do have at least a bit better chance, I think, on this in comparison to Nomad 1 and RO16.
They're having some problems here. Oh, my stream died. Nice. All right. I do like the Hidden 2 thing, but I'll also say that I just started scrolling again.
That's okay, you're not missing much. Bashi is the only person in the lobby currently. Suntan finally joined them though. Oh, here we go, now we're getting people.
I don't know that it's ever happened for me.
Also worth noting, one of the longer maps, 3 minutes, 15 seconds. Not the longest map in the pool. I think Nomad 1 and RO16 are both longer, but those aren't being picked, so hey. Nonetheless, it's going to be Yowiwi, Gonza, and Suntan in on the side of Chile, and Bashi at Deca, Razorfruit in for the United States. See how low AR is feeling, especially for Deca and Razorfruit. Those are going to be the ones to pay attention to on the United States, I think.
There's the early break from Kaiten, so definitely something to keep an eye out for, I suppose. Gonza's gonna assess this. Like, I don't even have to watch his screen to know he's gonna assess this.
You probably just made him miss somewhere along the line,
Fine.
so I hope you're happy about that.
It's fine. It's fine for us in Gonza. That dude is actually a beast.
I think Bashi is gonna SS.
Dude, imagine there's an SS on either side. Jufi with the first break for Chile is going to be combo advantage to the United States. They'll be able to bring the score back. Decay, and there goes Gonza. I'm sorry.
I told you, man.
I'm sorry.
That's your fault. 2 FCs to 1 now. It's not the end of the world quite yet. The score gap is still really close, even with those misses. So any other miss, like from Razorfruit right there, well, on chain missing on this part, actually, still going to keep it within the realm of the United States, but now it gets really dicey as Suntan and Bashi are essentially playing a 1v1 right now.
Gonza broke again, but Razorfruit followed up, so they do have the backing combo for the United States in favor of Decaton over anyone on Chile. But you've got Bashi versus Suntan. That is a crazy 1v1 going on, and that's huge because Shiyuki missing again. Bad for Chile. The backing combo needs to build up. Otherwise, the United States is going to take this lead out to a couple hundred K. And there goes Suntan with Bashi still holding on. United States just maybe found the edge they needed, even with that break from Razorfruit.
Yeah, Deka and Bashi both need to miss. Pretty soon, the score gap is starting to become quite massive. Okay.
Oh!
Okay, wait a minute. Hold the phone.
Whoa,
Hold on.
All right, we got to come back so we can see what we got going on here. It's going to be Decaton on a 420 combo. You've got Gonza and Gyufi about combining for a slight combo lead over that. So it's basically dead even. There goes Razorfruit. Combo advantage.
If Deka misses, this is going to be very interesting. Deka absolutely needs to hold on to this only combo that they have.
Gyufi breaks again. Razorfruit trades it again. It's all on the shoulders of Decaton, and he breaks.
Deka's combo. Oh
and
my god.
And now it is Gonza. It is Suntan. The Chilean hope is alive to force tiebreaker. Those two holding pretty comfortably. Look at the accuracy. The cursor's looking calm, cool, and collected.
Is there enough time? I don't know if there's enough time.
I think there might just be. It's 50K and dropping. Suntan and Juki both break. Gonza's still at a 600 combo, though. He is leading the United States by about 100 combo, but I think that's just not going to be enough now. It's about an 80K score lead. And Chile's last hopes have been unfortunately dashed in the last moments. Gonza with the break at the very end. And the United States is going to pull out a shockingly close round of 16 win over a surging Chile roster who had them on the ropes the whole way. But United States with 3 maps in a row at the end, 4 maps in a row at the end. For the 6-4
all of them were fairly close, too.
That was a scary match if you're the United States. Obviously, missing Taquito pretty huge, but you only play with who you've got, and you only play who's in front of you. And they barely escaped that one into the quarterfinals. Ooh-wee.
It's definitely a good sign for Chile's roster going forward, though. They definitely can take this on the chin. Taking the number 2 seed to 4 points, having the advantage throughout most of the match. That is still something to be proud of, even if it didn't turn out the way that they would have wanted it to. It's still very good. Like, they performed very well overall on this.
Yeah, this is what we're talking about, like, saying how good so many of these teams are just to get into the bracket stage of this tournament. And especially in the first round where the pool's a little bit easier than qualifiers, a team on a good day can show up and really scare a top seed, just like Chile did here today against the USA. And considering that I saw a lot of picks for USA 6-0, this bodes well perhaps for other teams who were maybe considered the underdogs in their matches, seeing what Chile was able to do, strike fear into a top seed. Maybe a little heartening for some of the other lower seeds in this tournament coming through the rest of the weekend.
South Korea, you will never get an FC on this pool. I'm calling it right now, please.
Yes, South Korea, one of the most dominant qualifiers performances anyone has ever seen. They get Italy on Sunday, 12 UTC will be the first look at the overall 1 seed in the bracket. But of course, this is going to be it for tonight, unsurprisingly. Only Friday night USA time, early Saturday morning UTC match. We will be back. It is going to be Saturday 13 UTC. That is going to be Russia versus Sweden in what should be another pretty competitive one, I like to think. So make sure to set your alarms, set your timers for that one, and be back around in the morning for the next match. That's going to do it for this one. Honestly, congrats to both teams. Very well played match, very back and forth. Chile can hold their heads high. The United States, though, just that little bit better. I've been T1G. He's been Fieryrage. Thank you all for watching. And we'll see you guys tomorrow, Saturday, as RO16 2024 round of 16 continues onward.
See you guys
Bye
then.
for now.